Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football, the start of another busy day in the Premier League. It's Premier League game week 2 and we're kicking off with Aston Villa versus Everton as a watch-along. I'll be on the United stand later for Manchester United's trip to Brentford. It's a hot day. It's a hot day in the UK. There will be drinks breaks and yes, loads of games at 3 o'clock as well, which we'll be discussing. I'm on TalkSport at 8 o'clock tonight, national radio station, call Goldbridge. 8 o'clock tonight. Make sure you call in and have your say. It's live on YouTube as well. I'm sure it's going to be a very packed show today. So lots to get into. But as you can see, this is our game today. This is our featured game. Aston Villa versus Everton. We'll have the team news coming up on the screen for you very, very shortly. And hope we're all doing very well. I'm not wearing Villa colours because I want Villa to win. I've just realised I had this t-shirt on this morning for the United stand. But as you can see, there's the team. Cash, Carlos, Mings is back in the team. Digne, Ramsey, Kamara, McGinn, Coutinho, Ings and Watkins with Martinez in goal for Villa. Strong team, but they lost the opening game of the weekend. The Everton team, which should be coming up in the screen in a moment, interesting. Very, very interesting. Pickford, Holgate, Cody, and then Tarkowski, Patterson and Mikalenko, McNeil, Decore, Iwobi, Gray, and Gordon. I don't know. I don't really understand how people can honestly say that Lampard's not in danger of getting the sack. I fancy Villa to win this today. We'll put a poll on the screen for you. Who wins? Results prediction. Sorry, but I just think that Everton team is worse than last year, and it struggled last year. So you know, Villa. Full credit to Bournemouth. They deserved the win. But they weren't that good, and Villa weren't that bad. They just didn't create enough chances. So I think that Gerrard against Lampard. Obviously, if you're of a certain age, used to play midfield together. But I can't see. I just can't see Everton getting anything today, and I don't think it gets any better for Everton really. The fixtures, etc. I don't think it's going to be very easy for them. I mean, the benches of both teams, if you're aware, Cons is on the bench obviously for Villa. Douglas Luiz, Bendia, Chambers, Augustinson, Young, Olsen, Bailey, and Archer. And then Everton's bench: Keane, Onana, Begovic, Ali, Coleman, Davies, Vinagre, Rondon, and Mills. I mean, their bench just ain't that strong either. So, look, I like Everton. I've always liked Everton as a football club, but I just don't think Lampard's a good fit. It's funny actually. I was doing the TalkSport show last week talking about Everton. They just lost to Chelsea, and there's a few Everton fans. Nobody was negative. Fair play. There was a few Everton fans quite positive and said that they played quite well. So they've got Forest at home next Saturday afternoon. They need to win that, I think, and then they've got Brentford away and Leeds away. So Everton's season could go very wrong very quickly if they were to lose today. Villa were my team that I predicted were going to have a good season. So, it is interesting. I don't know what's going on with Tyrone Mings as well. I mean, it was Konza and Carlos as the centre-backs last week. McGinn is now the captain. Tyrone Mings starts today, but he's not the captain. I don't know whether we've got anybody with any knowledge or any Villa fans in the chat. But I don't rate Mings. For me, Mings is like Maguire. I think he's massively overrated. And he's just another player because of Southgate that gets hyped up beyond he is. I mean, whether he's better than Konza, that's up for debate. But I think Mings is a bit like Maguire. He's always got a mistake in him. And he's definitely a leader. I know people who know Mings and, nice guy, he's a leader, etc. But it's about quality. I think he's overrated. So be interesting to see what he can come in and do today, because Konza obviously got dropped from last week. So Gerrard's already changed his mind there, and Mings has worked his way back in. But I mean, I think he's done well to get England caps. Let's put it that way. But so is Harry Maguire. Totally agree. Mings has too many mistakes, says T Vibes. Konza is better, says Will. Gerrard stripped him of the captaincy. Yes. And Gerrard has said that Mings needs to prove himself again. I think he'll have an easy game today. I don't want to be too disrespectful of Everton, but look at that team on the left. It's not great. But look, welcome to That's Football, everybody. I've gone straight into the team news because I was a little bit later than I thought I was going to be. Teams will go round there. We've got a live Premier League table which will update for you, top and bottom. We've got a stats screen which will update during the game as well. The teams that are on the screen, when there's subs, they'll automatically come off. If they get a yellow card, you'll see that. If they've got a goal, you'll see a goal next to them. So if you're into fantasy Premier League or you like your stats or anything like that, this is the place to be on That's Football. We've got a revolving stats carousel, which will give you everything you need if you're not interested in me in the chat. So that's there for you. We've obviously got the scoreboard there as well and the timer below it. So lots to get involved with on That's Football this season. We had a really good lunchtime kickoff last week, didn't we? Fulham against Liverpool. Let's hope we can get one here today. I'm going to go Villa. I'm going to go Villa to win. 65% of you are going with a Villa win. I'm going to go Villa to win 2-0. 21% have gone with the draw, 15% have gone with Everton. They're definitely the underdogs here, Everton. But, my prediction is Lampard gets the sack first. And I would say this with great confidence. I like Everton. You should sack Lampard and get Graham Potter in. If you sack Lampard, I'm not saying sack Lampard now. That's not right. But what I'm saying is if you end up sacking Lampard, then Graham Potter is the man to go for. If he'd come to Everton, I don't know why he wouldn't. But... I think you should have gone for Potter in the first place. But, I don't dislike Lampard. I think as a pundit, he spoke a good game. At Derby, he did quite well. But, I've watched a fair bit of Everton since he came into the club. And I just don't feel that it works. But maybe I'll get proved wrong today. A lot of Everton fans are behind Lampard and felt that they deserved something against Chelsea last week. Let's see if they deserve something today. Make sure you smash a like on the video and subscribe, everybody. Bottom right hand corner, That's Football. We've got a big season for you on That's Football. We've got the World Cup coming up in November, Champions League watchalongs, Premier League watchalongs. The big game of the weekend, I'm doing Man United Brentford at 5:30, but the big game of the weekend will be live on here tomorrow from 4 o'clock. Chelsea against Spurs. What a game that is going to be. Really excited to see what happens with that. But we are up and running and we are live. And the game has kicked off. So we should have... I don't know what's happened there. I don't know what's happened there. The score and everything has gone. Although it now says it hasn't gone. It's back. So that's that. There we go. We're up and running. Potter wouldn't go to Everton. I don't think. You'd rather be at Brighton, says Pig. Yeah, you might be right there. You might be right there. Am I doing the 3 p.m. games? No, I will be keeping an eye on them, but it's a busy day for me. So I like to do the 12:30 ones. This is a good game to do, and then I'm live again at 4:20 for on the United stand. So I'll be live when the second. I'll be keeping an eye on the scores, but I'll be live on the United stand. So I can't do the 3 p.m.s today, because United are playing at 5:30. And then straight after that, 8 o'clock on TalkSport, call in. So get on there. Early corner for Villa. And an early chance for Villa as well. Headed over the bar by Carlos, the new signing on the back post there. He knows he should have done better. And Villa could have been 1-0 up in no time. Cross came in from Digne. He gets up above Iwobi. Iwobi defence is terrible there. He's planted to the spot. And he should have scored. That's a great chance. Absolutely great chance. And he knows it as well. So, yeah, I just look at this Everton team and I feel like I just look at this Everton team and I just don't see they got the players. Gary, I don't see it. I look at that Everton side and, Richarlison and players like that, they're not there anymore. But, yeah, I mean, Connor Cody's come in. Tarkowski. They just look a bit static at the back for pace. He seems to be replicating the way Wolves play as well, with almost a back five. I know a lot of people do it and it's not a back five, but I think for Everton it will be a back five because, they miss Alan as well. They haven't really got a striker when Calvert-Lewin's injured. I mean, Aston Villa on the attack there. It's a very, very good tackle, actually. And Everton bring it away. But I just don't... One of the big things in football is you've got to score goals. And I just don't see where the Everton goals come from. I like Dwight McNeil. I like Damari Gray. And I like Gordon. But I don't think any of them are going to get you goals. And I think that's where Everton are going to struggle. I don't think their midfield is particularly strong enough either. Iwobi playing in the midfield. I just don't get that. I really don't. But, Timing not in sync with your commentary. Yeah, I'm going to change the timer because that's the timer that we use, which comes in through naturally through our stats provider. But you make a good point. I am just going to change the timer because what I can do is I can link it in with mine. So fair point, well made. I'll link it in with mine. So I'm currently on. This will sync in with mine. There we go. So that's where I am. If you want to sync, that's exactly where I am. Thanks for a super chat, by the way. You can do that through the $sign. We'll read them out. Ike says, I can finally contribute to the GOAT. Thank you for all you do. I'm banned on the United stand. I don't know why, mate. I don't know what. Basically, don't get yourself banned from a YouTube channel because there seems to be this glitch where even if people say I've been blocked, you go onto their YouTube page to unblock them. It says unblocked, and the next day they're blocked again. So just don't get yourself blocked, basically. Everton have got Dominic Calvert-Lewin, says Nicola, but the problem is he's never fit. You know, I do think he's a decent player, but he is never fit. Anyway, big day. I'm looking forward to it. Really looking forward to Brentford, Manchester United. It's bloody hot, and this is being played in Birmingham. Aston Villa is in the Midlands of the UK. I live just outside Birmingham, and I just took the dog out to have a piss on the front garden because it's so hot. I don't normally do that, but it was baking, and these lads are out there playing in the midday sun. Don't feel sympathetic for them because in other countries it's hot a lot, but yeah, there will be drinks breaks and it will be very hot. Yeah, but it's all Villa already, isn't it? What will be clipped? Philip says the new Going for Goldbridge was brilliant. Would love a podcast. Yeah, I'm going to start doing that more regularly. The Going for Goldbridge because I do like it and it's good. Is Robbie the dog still alive? Yeah, it was Robbie the dog going for a piss, Luca. Yeah. It'll be hotter at the World Cup, says FIFA. Mark, I'm a Liverpool fan. I know you don't want to talk about United, but is McTominay position centre back or midfield? He plays centre back for England, but midfield for United, says Mark. I mean, it's hard to describe him as a footballer, let alone where he actually should play. But for United, he's predominantly in the midfield. If he gets picked today, oh God, he's got to be benched today. That's got to be one of the positives from today. He has to be benched. He really does. Cooking with Goldbridge will be back, Luca. Yeah, it's difficult to do something like that when the transfer window's open because it takes a bit of work. Who's winning in today's fixtures, Mark? Well, we'll have a look in a minute, but I know I think Arsenal and Arsenal home to Leicester, I fancy them, and I think obviously Man City are going to beat Bournemouth. Haaland. I should have captained Haaland actually. I captained Salah. I think that was a mistake. I should have captained Haaland. You know, I've really made a mistake there in my FPL. I haven't really made any change. I've got Matty Cash playing, so hopefully I get a clean sheet. I think Villa defenders today. You've got to be looking at a clean sheet against Everton. How are you doing on your FPL, Nicola? I think I said I got 61 points, so average really, slightly above average. But you know, it's not a marathon, it's a sprint. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Who is winning, Chelsea or Spurs? I can't wait for that game tomorrow. Football is life. Chelsea Spurs tomorrow. I think it's so exciting. I can't wait. We're doing a watch along for it tomorrow, so tune in. But really excited for that. I think Spurs are vibrant. They've got a really good front three. And Chelsea are a fantastic side as well, but they've just not got going. Well, I wouldn't say they've not got going. It was a good win at Everton. They don't normally win at Everton. But I think for Chelsea, fluidity and chemistry is hard when they're still trying so hard in the transfer window to sort things out. So, yeah, I think Spurs could get a result there. I mean, you know, obviously I think that the obvious prediction is to go with the draw, but I'm really looking forward to that game tomorrow. It might be too early in the season, you know. I think I'm not a big fan of big games early in the season. I even think Liverpool Man United next week is too early in the season for that. You want to, you know, as a United fan, I want to be playing Liverpool in October. You've got all your signings in, the season settled a little bit, but I think Chelsea Spurs tomorrow is a little bit early, but you know, why shouldn't it happen? Cristiano says, I remember when people were saying Ancelotti fell off when he joined Everton, but he was the reason Everton looked like a top 10 team. Look at them now, says Cristiano. That's a bad kick to Pickford, but he does quite well. And then he passes it back to Tarkowski. Playing out from the back here, Everton. Cody, it works, but Pickford has to boot it long. 7 minutes in, and I tell you what, this Carlos player at centre-back for Villa, he looks like the real deal. Very early days, and it can take a bit of time for a centre-back to... lovely ball out wide to the left here. Is it Ings? Yeah. No, it was Ramsey. Cross comes in, and Pickford will keep it in. A bit of a waste there from Ramsey. Had a lot of space. He's a player I really liked last season, so I expect him to kick on this year. But it was a good first-time ball. I think it was Kamara, who's another player that they got for free. So, yeah, but this Carlos guy for Villa, he looks quality. He really does. I forget where they got him from. Where did they get him from? He was from the Portuguese league, wasn't it? But, yeah, he looks like a really good player. Reports saying United are linked with Celtic's Juranovic. Yeah, I heard about that, the adventures of Milo. It's a shame because he wants Dumfries, so already that's a plan B, C, D option, isn't it? They got him in from Sevilla. Yeah, he's a good player. And it's a really good signing for a team like Aston Villa. And I'm also interested in this Kamara guy as well, who's basically there to take the ball off the back four and shield the back four. I mean, simply, if Kamara and Carlos work well for Villa, you've got a really top centre-back and a really good number 6. And, you know, that's a massive influence on your team if they work. So I think for Villa, it's, you know, pardon the pun, it's pivotal that the number 6 role of Kamara and the Carlos role work well. My country's keeper is in Villa. This is Football is Life. I'm not doing the 3 PMs, Pig. I will be live at 20 past 4 on United Stands. So I will be going through the final scores and the last few minutes. But I can't do the 3 o'clocks because I'd have to cut it short anyway. That's what she said. She didn't. Sunshine, Gary Neville and Slippy G have the same managerial record, says Goris Thump. Nicola says Villa are years ahead of Everton. Ow, banged my leg. Well, it's Villa making the early play here. Bendia's on the bench, Sherman, and I am doing the watch-along on Monday. I am doing Liverpool Palace on Monday, yeah. So look at the early stats there, as you can see. Villa haven't had the more possession, actually. Everton have, but it's quite deceptive that at the moment because I think a lot of Everton's possession is deep. In their own half. So Villa looking to transition quickly. Today's probably not a day for final third possession. I think teams are going to feel the heat today and they're going to look to... I mean, Ramsey's had a very slow start to this game. As I say, I rate him a lot, but he's had a bit of a slow start. Needs to wake up a little bit in that team. I do fancy United to win 2-1 today. Yes, I do, Zachary. I do fancy it. We've got to win today. I said it on Twitter today. I'd take any result today as long as it's a win. And what I mean by that is any result doesn't mean a win. That means a draw as well. Lovely ball over the top again. Now it's Danny Ings. And McGinn picks it up. But no, any win. What I mean, you know, it can be scrappy or 4-0. I don't really care. United just need to win. Look, oh, way up. No, referee. It's a penalty on Matty Cash, that is. No, he's not giving it. It's a lovely 1-2. Pulls his shirt. Pulls his shirt. Michael Oliver's a twat. It's not actually a penalty. It's outside the box, but he definitely pulls his shirt. Yeah, Gerrard. He's pulled his shit. He's pulled his shit. Crap referee. Look, I love it when referees go, no. He didn't do it. We fucking saw it, you useless prat. I can't stand sanctimonious referees. You didn't see what happened, mate. That's what VAR is for. It's not a penalty, it's a free kick. But don't say, no, it didn't happen. We bloody saw it happen, you useless cretin. I can't stand referees who still go, no. He's talking to his linesman going, no. Yes, he pulled his shirt. And it was outside the box, but still a bloody foul. Pulled his shit. But that Gordon puts himself about a bit, doesn't he? Likes a yellow card. But yeah, I like Everton, but I think they're going to struggle this season. I mean, how long's Calvert-Lewin out for? I think Gordon's a good player for Everton. I don't know how old he is, but I think he will, you know... It's hard to know what his future will be at Everton because I don't know what Everton's future is going to be. But Everton United are playing in green tonight. Might be a bit of an advantage on a, sunny day. The grass looks lighter on a sunny day. It almost looks lime green. We're playing in lime green. Maybe Maguire might slip away from a cross. Brentford defender might think it's grass, camouflage. He'll still have it over the bar. Oh dear. Mr. Wee says his dog stood on a bee. My sister did that. She stood on a dead wasp and got stung. It's like having a special power, isn't it? When you're dead, you still got the power to hurt people. Physically. So 15 minutes gone. Villa have had the best of it so far, but Everton have been well organised defensively, to be fair. I think Connor Cody will bring some stability, especially after losing Godfrey. I think Holgate's really important for them now, isn't it? Because Tarkowski and Cody are what I would say, not blessed with massive pace. So I think they might be a boring watch, Everton, as well. I think that's something as well, and that will be very interesting to watch the Evertonians. They like good football, and they've been very critical over the years of managers that don't play good football. It's good play by Gordon down the right-hand side, and Mings, I think, has found him. It's accidental. I think he's caught him in the face. But Gordon's absolutely done Mings for pace here, and I don't know why he's not even hit him in the face. It's just an elbow. It's just a shove. It's debatable whether it's actually a foul. But no, yeah, I think he has got a foul. Has he given a foul? But Gordon was going to do Mings for pace there. That's for sure. And he had to put his arm across and hold him back. I don't know whether the VAR are reviewing this or what, but I think it's just going to be... No, play on. No foul. No foul. Probably about right. Loves a dive, does Gordon, says Martin Elliott. Natal says, I think that Gordon's underrated. I think he's a good player. But... Green United kit makes it easier for McTominay to hide, says Mason Reed. He probably requested it. Coutinho's been quiet, says Casper. Yeah, I fancy Arsenal to win today. Let's have a look at the 3 o'clock games, actually. Obviously, we've not had a goal here yet. So, Arsenal home to Leicester. I'd fancy Arsenal to win that. Leicester look dodgy this season. 2-0, not really been active in the transfer window. A few players want to leave. I mean, Tielemans could be playing against Arsenal today and playing for them in a couple of weeks, if what I've heard is right. So I fancy Arsenal to win that. I think Arsenal will have a good start to the season. Brighton Newcastle's a cracking game at 3 o'clock. I would have watched Brighton Newcastle if that had been the 12:30. I think that'd be a great game, and hard to call which way that will go. Newcastle look good this season. Brighton, I actually think Newcastle won't get beat, so it might be a draw. Man City, Bournemouth, easy points for Man City, that, I'm afraid. Bournemouth, Bournemouth will be living off their win against Villa for a few weeks, I think. Southampton, Leeds, could go either way, that one. Don't really know. And Wolves against Fulham. Again, you'd fancy Wolves to get a clean sheet, but it was a good result for Fulham last week as well. So, be interesting to see. But I think the pick of the 3 o'clocks for me is Brighton, Newcastle. Very interested to see what happens with that. But yeah, I fancy Arsenal to win and Man City to win quite comfortably. In fact, I wish I'd put old Haaland as the captain. I've gone with Salah. But Villa have the upper hand, but they don't have any fluidity. And this is what I was speaking to a Villa fan last week, and they said against Bournemouth, yeah, we've got a good team, but there's not really any chemistry at the moment. And he's already made. I mean, is that the sign of a good manager, a decisive manager? He started Leon Bailey and Konza last week. They're both straight out of the team. 2 changes after 1 game. He wasn't happy, and all right, we're early days in this one with 20 minutes, but it's not been. They've not created a chance yet, Villa. And it's like Everton against Chelsea. Didn't really look like they were going to win that game, but they were well organised defensively. Jonathan says Gerrard and Lampard are poor managers. And Captain Monopoly says you overhype Villa. Well, I don't overhype Villa. I did a pre-season prediction and that Villa would have a good season. So I'm not going to change my mind after 1 game. But at the moment, I think Villa have got a good squad. They've got goal scorers, they've got good defenders, they've got good midfielders, they've got a couple of flair players in Coutinho and Leon Bailey. They've got more, certainly got more than teams like Everton, but they've got a squad to do better. They've definitely got a squad to be top 10. Do I think Mings is better than Maguire, says Jamie? No, I don't think he's better than Maguire. We're jamming. How am I handling the heat, Mark? Says Harry. Oh, I've got a bit of a headache today. You know what? I just find I'm tired. The heat makes me tired. But try and drink a lot of water. Oh, Everton could have been in there. Good defending by Mings, I think. Clears it. 20 minutes gone. I thought they were going to have a drinks break then. No. Working in the hardest job today because 80 left, says Ben Hill. And Mark, are there any players from Villa and Everton you would take at United? Good question, Joel. Please do subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. Oh no, he's all right. There's a few players I'd take from these teams actually. So I would take. Good tackle that is by. I think it was Coutinho, wasn't it? Yeah, number 23. I mean, I'd take Martinez for a start. I don't think he'd bench De Gea, but I'd like him as a goalkeeping option. We need another goalkeeper at the moment, so I'd take Martinez for a start. I think Matty Cash is arguably better or as good as Delo, so you might want to take a look at him. Everton are in here. Oh, it's a bad pass. They were in. It was a bad pass. And they win a corner. Dwight McNeil just overcooked the pass. And Everton would have been in. And he just overweighted it. Oh, should have had a shot. Should have at least had a shot. Do you think Eric Dyer should go to Qatar? Says CRF. Well, he's better than Mings. So, yeah. Kamara's not had a great game. Not a great start either. Jay Malley. Yeah, got caught in possession there. Very Fred-esque. Corner to Everton, though. This could be where they get the most joy because they've got a lot of height. Oh, across the face of the 6-yard box. It just needed a touch and it didn't get it. And Villa will come away with it with Coutinho, or will they? Everton winning the ball up high up the pitch here at the moment, and he'll whip a cross in here. I'm sure he will. It's not a bad cross. Headed away well by Tyrone Mings. It's another corner. They need to be careful. Do you think Varane will start today, Mark, says Samuel? How does Rafael Varane not start for Manchester United? I don't know. I don't think he will start unless he moves Martinez to CDM. It's a lovely cross, though, from Everton on the last corner. They've got another one now. Coutinho's been the worst player on the pitch, says Northern. Mings has had a solid start, says PJ. Corner comes in. A goal for Everton! They've scored from a corner. Well, what did we say? Gordon, no. No, it's offside. Well, Everton score, but it's offside. I think he knew, didn't he? He probably knew. He's miles off, isn't he? Yeah, he's miles off. Absolutely miles off. That's odd. It's odd. I tell you what, it's odd. It's odd to be caught from a corner offside. And I think that, he didn't need to be offside. But that is the strength for Everton. Corners. 2 of them are actually offside. He's active. Gordon, and VAR is going to look at it. Well, I mean, there might be something for Everton there. He's off. Unless that's a camera angle, he looks off to me. Yeah, he's off. Yeah, offside. Hi, Mark. Recommend streaming Shadow of the Colossus. Amazing music and game. Think you might like it. Love your content. Keep up the good world, says Matic. Thank you very much, Matic. Drinks straight for the players. I'll have a drink as well. He looked miles offside, didn't he, to be fair. So 0-0 after 25 minutes. They're all just going to have a quick drink break now. Everton, Southampton, Forest are getting relegated. Says football is life. Villa are shocking at defending set pieces. We should have the stats coming up on the screen. In a moment. Oh, let's just get rid of Sandesh in the chat. He's getting on my fucking nerves. Get rid of it. Goldbridge, I'm trying to chat someone up, but all they want to do is talk about Arsenal. What should I do? It's a big red flag. Yeah, just get away while you can. But there you can see stats on the screen there. 60% for Villa, but nothing, no shots on target. And I think that's the thing. Villa are doing nothing with their possession, quite static in the build-up play. They don't look like they're going to trouble Everton at the moment. So, yeah, a bit disappointed in Villa. They've had the ball, not done anything with it. Any surprise choices heading to the World Cup for England, says Nicholas Walker. There should be some surprise choices heading into the World Cup, but ultimately there probably won't be, because Southgate is a manager that picks his favourites. Like, it's hard enough for Jude Bellingham to get anywhere near the starting lineup because he's absolutely obsessed with Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice. He loves Maguire and Mings, and yeah, Southgate's not going to change his mind. Southgate's old. I wouldn't even call it old school. He's just stubborn. He picks the same players that got him to the Euros, let alone the bloody World Cup. So, yeah, I don't think there'll be many changes, really. I think if Southgate had to pick Mings or Eric Dyer, he'll pick Mings because he's been part of my squad. He's a leader in the dressing room. So, yeah, he will pick the same players. Now, Villa on the attack here. Oh, again, it's just scrappy around the edge of the box. There's just no chemistry between that Villa front four at all. Coutinho, Ings. I always think that was a mistake by Villa as well, buying Ings and Watkins. They're not. For me, they're too similar. And I don't think front two's really, You play one or the other and you surround them with creativity, don't you? That's nearly a good ball. Corner for Villa, though. Yeah, you can almost pick England's squad already, Jeff. I think he'd take Rashford if Rashford started scoring, because he's another one that he likes. But, yeah. Anyway, corner to Villa. McGinn's on it. Set pieces seem to be the way at the moment, and Everton do well on that one, and they'll pick up the second ball. Good play. I think it's Tarkowski. And he wins a free kick. It's a very stop-start game. I don't know whether it's because of the weather. I don't know whether we can blame the weather, but yeah, it's been very stop-start. Tell you, it's a hot day. I can hear my laptop like a bloody helicopter. God knows what it's going to be like by the time we play United. Come on, we need a goal in this game. It's almost those. Yeah, I said it before the game, didn't I? You could almost predict this might be a draw. Salad cream, says Lee Berman. I used to love salad cream sandwiches. Yeah, man. Cody is starting, Jonathan. Just kick the ball. It's not a great advert for Premier League football at the moment. Maybe the players are just hot. Thanks, Harry. Scott says it's a bit of a snooze fest. I think Everton have grown into the game quite well. I'd be good tackle by McGinn. Be quite happy if I was at. That's a good ball out to Watkins on the right hand side. He's got a bit of space into the box here. Cross. Oh, lay it off. Let him hit it. Oh, what a goal, Danny Ings! What a goal by Danny Ings. 1-0 to Villa. Lovely stuff. Smacked it in the net. Have that. I thought he should have laid it off. But he was greedy with it, but that's what a striker does. And it's 1-0 to Villa. And he smacked it in, and Lampard sits down. He's not looking happy, is old Frank. But it's 1-0 to Aston Villa here. And it's Danny Ings with the goal. Mark, what are your thoughts as Martinez as a CDM, so Samuel Bakes? Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. Basically, Dwight McNeil, great tackle by McGinn. And then he hits it first time. That's great play by McGinn. He makes the tackle. Pings it out to Watkins on the right wing. Good wing play by Watkins. Puts the cross in. Danny Ings takes it off the foot of Coutinho. And then he should leave it for Ramsey to hit. And he says, no, I'm hitting that. And then smacks it in. Greedy play by Ings. But it works when you score. Took it off the foot of Coutinho. Takes a touch. Ramsey's better placed to hit it. But to be honest, Ramsey was never going to hit it like that. Bang. And he hit the camera. That's a 4. Yeah. If you'd have missed that, you'd have said, leave it for Ramsey. You should have left it for Coutinho, but he's not. He's took the goal. 1-0 to Villa. The game needed a goal. And colour theme reminds me of a certain website, says Wave. Don't know what you're on about. And proper Kent from the United Stand goal, that, says Jack. Oh, yeah, I loved those days. So Villa 1-0 up. They've not done a lot, but they've probably just about done enough to be in front because they've actually had a shot on goal. And that's been the problem for both teams. In open play, there's not been a lot going on. First chance taken by Villa. It's all been about set pieces. Sharon says Lampard's not good enough for the Prem. Said it at the start of the season. Said it last week. Lampard first for the sack. People don't want to talk about it, but I'm telling you, Everton fans are going to come around very quickly. Everton fans like good football, and they ain't getting it here. Liam says, my dog passed this morning. Your lives cheer me up. Rest in peace, Liam's dog. My dog had an operation this week, actually. It was touch and go. It's a bit old, and it was like, might not survive the operation. So I was like, well. And it did. So, good for me, bad for Liam. But rest in peace. A dog is a man's best friend. I don't know where women fit into that, but, you know. Maybe that saying needs to change. It's a bit sexist in the woke world. Lovely take by Danny Ings on his left foot, though. Wraps his foot right around it. Smacks the camera and the net. Yeah, good goal. Good goal. A lot of people having a go at not Thomas. Thomas is having a go at Everton's badge on the kit. And, yeah, imagine if Everton sacked Lampard and brought Ollie in. Don't do it! Nice to see rest in peace Liam's dog in the chat as well. Hopefully that makes Liam feel a bit better. I presume Ollie Watkins get the... I mean, people are still obsessed with Fantasy Premier League, aren't they? So I presume Ollie Watkins got the assist. Danny Ings scored. Everton have been competitive, and they were competitive against Chelsea, but it's scoring goals. I really do believe last week, if Calvert-Lewin had been fit, there was one or two situations where I thought he might have done quite well there. Dwight McNeil here. And it's offside anyway. What do I think of St Maximum, says Jack. I've kept him in my Fantasy Premier League team. Do you want to know my Fantasy Premier League team for today, actually? Just people are talking about it a bit, so I'll tell you what my team is. I haven't changed it from last week. I didn't make any transfers either. I was thinking about Kulusevski, but I would have had to make too many transfers because he's gone up in price. So my starting team today is Mendy, who plays tomorrow against Tottenham. Got Matty Cash playing now. I've got Phil Collins playing at the back. No, not Phil Collins. That's bloody... I can feel it coming. He'd be crap at centre-back. He's about 90 now. Nathan Collins for Wolves. Got Ben White, kept him in. I presume he'll start for Arsenal. I don't think Arteta will change a winning team, so I've put Ben White in. Got Delow. I'm banking on a United win, so I've got Delow. Salah's my captain. Odegaard. Sancho, again, banking on a Man United win. St Maximin. And then I've got Haaland and Jesus. So, yeah, I'm quite happy with my team. I don't really want to panic yet. And, yeah, but Villa are on the attack again here. Watkins. Puts a lot of work in, Ollie Watkins. Now Coutinho. Good play by Kamara. Into McGinn. You need to use Matty Cash more. Get the ball to Matty Cash. I've got him in my Fantasy Premier League team. Get the ball to Matty Cash. I hope you're all going to tune in tonight anyway. We'll be live on that United Stand channel at about 4:30 today. We'll have the final scores coming in. We'll be live before that. So I'll cover the final scores at 4:30 and then we'll have the team news for United for the start of the match at 5:30. So lots to get involved in. Would I take Watkins at Man United? Well, I would now because United sort of need another option. But... I imagine Villa would want good money for him as well. Is Onana on the bench for Everton? I don't think he is he? I don't think he is. Let me know in the chat. I didn't notice him on the bench, but let me know. Yugi's got Coutinho in his for FPL and urgently needs to transfer him out. Yeah, I would transfer Coutinho out. Yeah. This Villa team's not it's not cooking at the moment. It's not creating the chances, so and it's not like they've had a really dodgy start to the season, is it? Bournemouth and Everton at home. You might fancy Coutinho to make hay while the sun is shining, literally, but he's not really been in the game so far today. He is on the bench, Anana. Sorry, I must have misread the bench earlier. Do I think Fulham will win today? Tough place to go, Wolves. I quite fancy a 0-0. Oh, my cat's moaning. Now, very important with pets when it's hot. Dehydration. If you hear a pet meowing, get it in, give it some water, or in this case, whiskers. So we've got 7 minutes to go to half time. I think Everton somehow have got to try and find a way to get high up the pitch. Can't believe you're a Cropwell lad, says Goldbridge, says Luke Jones. We got our rescue dog 2 miles from there. If I'd known, I'd have asked for a tales of teenage Goldbridge, says Luke. There's not many tales to tell. Nathan says Gerrard needs to change something to create more chances for Ings. If he does, he bags easily 20 plus goals. Yeah, I think look, it's early days for Villa, but Nathan's right. I was very surprised that Villa didn't beat Bournemouth because I think, but looking at them today, you can see why they lost to Bournemouth. They've got a lot of good players and, you know, they're a hard-working side, but they just don't seem to have any fluidity. You know, Ramsey's been very disappointing for me. I thought he was a fantastic player when he played against United last season, and I'm sure he still is a fantastic player, but he's really not imposed himself in this game so far. Max says Felix Bridge, thank you. I mean, what are Villa's next few games? Let's have a look. League table. Villa. So they got to win this because they've got Palace away next Saturday. Tough game that is. I think Palace will have no points as well because they've got Anfield on Monday, so they'll lose there. They'll have no points from 6, so there'll be a lot of pressure on Palace to beat Villa. They've got West Ham, Arsenal, so yeah, today's a must-win game for Villa. It really is, and they could do with finding some fluidity, as I said. Please do subscribe, by the way. Bottom right hand corner, you're all welcome on That's Football. I don't know what we're on at the moment, but let's hit a target. Another long ball. They're in a lot of long balls, Villa. Trying to transition quite quickly. Jamie Hamilton has a pigeon neck, says Sean. What's a pigeon neck? Is that like... It's not... Well, a giraffe neck's a long neck, so I presume a pigeon neck's quite... Like Mike Tyson, a big neck. Yeah, we're on the road to 729,000. So please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner, get involved with That's Football. So this weekend we've got what do we got? We got this on here right now, which you're hopefully watching. We've got Chelsea Spurs tomorrow, massive game. Looking forward to that. And then Monday night I'm doing Liverpool against Palace. It's at Anfield. So 3 watch-alongs over the next 3 days. Make sure you tune in. Everyone's welcome on here. Everyone is welcome on here. Good banter. And whilst we'll always have an opinion, it's not really biased. I mean, I'm not really bothered who wins this game. Would you consider Ings not a United player? I think he would improve the midfield. He's not a midfielder, Mike. He's a striker. But you're right, he would improve the midfield because he's probably a better midfielder than McTominay, but he's a striker. I'm a Liverpool fan and others want Gerrard after Klopp. I say we give Gerrard an extra 5 to 10 years, says Nathan. 1 player from each team for United. Who would you have? I'm going to do that, Chris. Yeah, I think football changes really, really quickly. I think when Gerrard first came to Villa, it was almost like, yeah, the next path will be to Liverpool. But I think Liverpool fans would probably look at Gerrard at the moment and go, whilst it's the dream, you don't want the nightmare. And, you know, Gerrard's a better coach than Solskjaer, I would say. But we had that. We had Solskjaer, and it was like, oh, we want it to work, and when it doesn't work, you take too long to get rid of them because they're a club legend. So, and it'd be even worse for Liverpool because Gerrard's a much bigger legend of Liverpool than Solskjaer is for United, I would say. So yeah, I think Gerrard's got a bit of work to do. Did very well against. Did well with Rangers. Started off well at Villa, but it's a big season for him. Come to Solihull versus York Wednesday. I'm coming from York, says Chloe. I wouldn't mind going down. You know what? I might do that. What? Oh, I can't Wednesday. I can't. I'm in London on Wednesday. I was thinking about it, Chloe. I was thinking about it. Hi, how are you, Mark? Says Shay. I'm all right. I'm sort of. Yeah, I'm a little bit on edge because I just don't know. I think United have to win today, but no part of me is going to say we're definitely going to win. I've predicted we'll win 2-1. I think we will win, but I am not going to do the whole logic. We're at home, like I did against Brighton. We're not at home today, but you know what I mean? I was like, I think we will beat Brighton and Brentford and then the Liverpool game. I'm not going to say that because if Brentford play as a team, they might get a result because United don't know how to play as a team. So, you could almost say Brentford, I wouldn't say favourites. I don't think Brentford could ever be favourites against United, but they've got a good chance today. And God, even if we draw with Brentford, that's a shite result because we'll probably end up after the Liverpool game with 1 point from 9. That's a disgrace. So we have to win. It's a bit like Villa here. They've got to win. And Everton. And also, Daryl says you've got to get past the first 20 minutes. Well, look, we all remember Brentford against Arsenal last year. Remember, this is Brentford's first home game of the season. So their crowd are going to be excited. They had a good result against Leicester when they were 2-0 down. I'm just hoping the fact that they went 2-0 down to Leicester. And Leicester, I think we'll know more at sort of 4:30. Because if Arsenal are 3-0 up against Leicester, which I think they might be, that means Leicester aren't that good. And then I think, well, bloody hell, Brentford could only draw with Leicester. So I'm hoping that maybe Leicester weren't that good. But that doesn't mean anything anyway. Good tackle by Iwobi here. He's in his own half. They got nothing up front. They really haven't. Everton, oh dear me. They've got nothing up top, Everton. Like John Terry in a spelling test. They're really lacking. Oh, Mings! Oh, they nearly... Oh, God, that would have been a great clip. That would have been a great clip. Literally seconds after me saying that, a cross comes into the box. Mings gets caught under the header. Terrible defending, especially when you're the one who's meant to win the header. Gets caught underneath it. And I think the Everton player, is it Damari Gray? He just doesn't expect it and gets caught in his feet. Bad touch, and it's another corner. But it was a good cross, and yeah, they probably should have scored there. Now, this is where Everton can cause problems. If they get set pieces, I mean, you've got to get up the pitch to do it. Let's just see what happens with this corner. They've gone... Oh, it's in there again! It's in there again! It's in there again. It's out there. They've cleared it. No, they haven't. It's still in there. God, Villa are terrible at defending corners. Working on a festival these last few days. It's been scorching, says Sam. Thank you very much, Sam. Hope you're enjoying it. Have you seen the new #United New Stadium? Big up Spencer. If you haven't, you should see it on their Twitter. It's actually good for semi-pro team. No, I'll have a look at that, Nathan. Thank you. Trivia Q. Can you name the 3 Everton players who have made it into the PFA team of the year since the 92-93? Clue, 2 defenders and a striker, says Josh. Can you name the 3 Everton players who've made it into the PFA team of the year since 92-93? Clue, 2 defenders and 1 striker. That's a cracking question, Josh. Where will I get the answer? Everton, 2 defenders and a striker since 92-93. Well, I'd start off by saying Duncan Ferguson. And then defenders, I'd be saying their fullbacks like Leighton Baines. Coleman, maybe David Unsworth comes to mind. He used to score quite a few goals. I don't know whether anyone can give us the official answer. Lukaku's not a bad shout as well. Yeah, Lukaku probably is it. Tim Cahill is a good one as well. Yeah, I'd say Baines, Unsworth, Coleman. Oh, they're on. Good cross by Ramsey. And I think there's an offside anyway. It's going to be half time here. And that's half time. And yeah, I think for Everton that's a bit of a difficult one. And I think it's going to be a difficult setting. I mean, for me, Everton, they have. Look, football's quite easy to assess. We're all managers in our own bedroom, aren't we? And not that I'm giving out tactics, you know. My tactics in the bedroom. You can speak to Mrs. Goldbridge if you want to. Free flowing, you know, creativity. You know, I like to see new ideas. I'm not a rigid 4-4-2, but how have I got there? Yeah, we're all managers in our own mind, is what I meant to say. And but football's very simple, and I think that I predicted before the season started that Everton, don't clip that and put it up on TikTok, she'll divorce me. I think that Everton are very predictable. They have got nothing up top. They really haven't. They are struggling, and you got to score goals. You got to score goals. I remember many a team that's well organised, but if you don't score goals, you're going to struggle. And it's like Portugal, isn't it? Portugal have been this national team for years that are like this, which is weird when you've got an amazing attacking talent like they've got with João Felix and Ronaldo and many others. But Portugal, especially in stereotypically in tournaments, they're quite a well organised team who nick a goal, and obviously they won the Euros, was it in 2016? But Everton haven't got goals in that side. They've got Gordon, Gray and Dwight McNeil, and they are creatives. They are not going to bang you loads of goals, and it's like a goalkeeper. Striker is a specialist position. Look at the goal by Danny Ings. He takes it off the foot of Coutinho, and then he should let Ramsey shoot, but he's greedy because it's in the box. He's going to shoot. That is a specialist striker. Now, if he misses, it's on him, but he's got the confidence and the greed to do it. It's a mentality and it's a skill to be a striker, and Everton don't have that at the moment. They need a striker, says Hayder, and I think, you know, how long is Calvert-Lewin out for? Because they need a striker, and all right, they've got Forest next week at Goodison. They'll be looking to win that because, you know, maybe Forest are going to be a relegation candidate, but Forest have spent a lot of money. Fulham have got a striker in Mitrovic. Potentially, Everton could get right back into problems because they look quite well organised at the back. Cody, Tarkowski, very experienced Premier League defenders. Holgate's done okay, but you know, they may not be a team that's going to get beat 4 or 5-0, but they're going to be nil a lot at the other end. I think Matty Cash is nailed on for me today in FPL to get me a clean sheet. I might be wrong on that, you know, there's still 45 minutes to go. But I've tweeted, will Everton score a goal this season? Obviously, I'm joking, but they need that. They just, if you can't score goals, the best you can get is a draw. And look at the contrast in the two teams. Danny Ings has scored a goal that Everton can't score because they haven't got a striker. So they need a striker. Let's have a quick look at the stats, though. I mean, look, that's quite damning for Everton, the way the game's gone on. Half-time, 62% possession for Villa. I don't know why. I don't know how Everton have got 39 because that doesn't add up to 100, but there you go. 2 shots to 4, but shots on target 1, and that's what matters. That's what a striker gives you. 1 shot on target, 1 goal. Total passes, yeah, Villa have had more of the ball. They've been better in their passing accuracy as well, and quite equal on the tackles and the fouls. So it's been a competitive game, but Villa have the edge, and I believe that Villa have the edge because they are playing the better side at the moment. So, they've got the better players in the attacking areas. But I think what Villa are trying to do, and the goal came from it, Everton been very well organised, and when they get everybody in place, it's hard to break them down. I tweeted the stadium to Twitter, live reaction, says Nathan Allen. I'll have a look. The clock's still going. Yeah, thank you. But yeah, it was a quick transition on the goal. And it was a good tackle by McGinn. Everton were trying to, build an attack. Quick ball into the flank to Watkins. Everton aren't organised. They're in a bit of disarray. And that's the weakness of the Everton side, because you can't just defend all the game. I love the way these little... it's gone now. There'll be yellow cards next to the players as it goes through. But yeah, so I think it's good for Aston Villa. And it's going to be hard for Everton in the second half. I don't know what Lampard does. I really don't know what he does. From Villa's point of view, it's about building on that, isn't it? But look, it's been a hot day. I think everyone knows that. Hot day, and not a lot... there's not going to be a lot of fluidity, I suppose, because of that. But I've been a bit disappointed with Villa as well. I think Villa have got better players than that. They have made key changes. I don't think Watkins and Ings work, really. I know the goal came from them, really, but I think that Watkins and Ings, you've got to play one and surround the other with Coutinho and Bailey and Bendia. I'd play one of them. The midfield is a new midfield. Ramsey is better than that. I think McGinn's been good. Kamara's still getting used to the league. I'd reserve my judgment on Kamara yet, but and they haven't sorted their centre-backs out. They're terrible from set pieces, Villa, aren't they? Konza played with Carlos last week. Mings played with him this week. That's going to take time. They are going to be vulnerable. They're going to be vulnerable for a bit, and Gerrard needs to figure out his centre-back pairing quick and stick with it, because you can't keep mixing and matching. He's got to go with the centre-back pairing. So, yeah, look, there are key areas that Villa are still adapting to, and unfortunately it's down their spine. Davies and Iwobi may actually be worse than McFred, says Threefold Path. And do you think Dyer should start over Maguire in the World Cup, says James? Potentially. But Barcelona for the Champions League, says Lawlaw Man. Well, look, let's have a quick look at the second half. Sorry, not the second half, 3 o'clock games. Some of you may be aware of some of them already, but I'll be live on the United stand from about 4:20, so I'll be live for the second half coverage of a lot of the games anyway, if you want to tune into the United stand. 5:30, obviously we're doing Brentford against Man United. Arsenal play Leicester. I fancy Arsenal to win that. As I said, I think Leicester are not in the right mindset at the moment for some reason, and Brendan Rodgers is another manager that could be in trouble. I think Leicester's future this season is so unpredictable. It must not be that great to be a Leicester fan at the moment, with Newcastle wanting Maddison and Barnes, Chelsea want Fofana, Tielemans is going to probably go to Arsenal. So it's just not a stable season for Leicester, and I think it's a good time for Arsenal to play them. Brighton, Newcastle, I think is going to be a cracking game that I just cannot predict. I thought Brighton were fantastic against United. Newcastle, I think, are going to have a good season. I'd say Newcastle probably are the favourites in that, but I'm going to go with a draw because I think it's so hard to predict. Man City against Bournemouth, it's just how many goals Man City score. I mean, this really could be a 5 or 6 game. So, that's just a formality, really, for Man City. Southampton Leeds, I mean, again, it's a bit like Brighton Newcastle, but a bit of a Poundland version, really. I mean, I'd say Leeds might be the favourites in that, but you just never know with Southampton. They need a result. Wolves Fulham, again. It's hard to predict. Fulham, I feel, deserved more than a draw last week. But they got a draw, and they've got to go to places like Wolves, and they've got to pick up results there if you want to stay up. Wolves, disappointed with an away loss to Leeds at Ellen Road last week. But, no Conor Cody anymore. They don't look like they're going to be playing a back 5 anymore. So, normally I'd say that'll be a 0-0 between Wolves and Fulham. But we don't know what Wolves are going to be this year, so it's hard to predict on that one. I'll probably go with a home win, but Fulham were impressive last week, and I think if Fulham set themselves up like they did against Liverpool, where they're willing to give up possession, but they're well organised, tenacious, and quick in the transition, they've got a striker in Mitrovic and creativity. they might do quite well. So, you never know. It could be another good result for Fulham today. Let's have a super chat from Drinky. Does Aston have a chance to win the Premier League? They've got no chance. They've got no chance. Spurs have got no chance. It's Man City or Liverpool for the league, but it's how can those teams build? Jim says, you still haven't saved me from this stinking well. It's been 2 years. Stop sitting on your hands. Jim, who's lost in a well. I remember Jim. Okay. Can't wait to watch Haaland, Ragdoll Maguire, says Mark Harris. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner to do it. You're all very, very welcome. Hope you're all doing well as well. I just need to update this, actually. Let me just... let me see if I can. No, I can't do it while I'm live, which is a pain in the ass. There we go. Although I probably can, actually. Let me just do that. Edit. We're on... Ta-da! 728,000. There you go. Figured it out while I was live. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. You're all very welcome on That's Football, of course. Get involved in the chat. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. It's free to do it. We're on the road to 730k. World Cup, Champions League, Premier League. Loads to get involved in. We are doing Chelsea against Spurs tomorrow at 4:30. Can't wait for that. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. And then Monday, we're going to be doing Liverpool against Palace as well. Second game week of the Premier League. Very, very excited to see what we get. Match of the day is great to watch at the moment, isn't it? As you can see, Coutinho picked up a yellow card. Brilliant interactive stats that we've got for you, but also the team will update when subs happen. The goal was for Ings, that's why he's got a goal next to his shoulder. Yellow card for Coutinho there. So if you're interested in your fantasy Premier League or you just want to see how the teams go, make sure you're keeping an eye on our carousel as it goes round. Everton, I don't know what that red thing means on... oh, he's going off. Davies, yellow card. He went off then, did he? Well, I don't know what that means. There's a red arrow on his arse. But he has got a yellow card, Davies, as well. Did he come on? I think he came on, didn't he? That's what it was. He came on, he got subbed on and he got a yellow card. There we go. That's what happened. You know what? I didn't even notice he got subbed on. I saw him warming up when the goal happened. So he got subbed on for Decore, who must have been injured on the 35th minute, and he got a yellow card. That Davies, I've spoken to Everton fans about Davies before, and he's filth. He's always doing dodgy tackles. So he's come on as a sub and he's already got a yellow card. He'd be a good bet for a red card, he would. I don't know whether he's ever been sent off in his career, but he is always at it. Came on for Decore, so yes, he came on. That's what the red arrow on his backside is for, and he's got a yellow card as well. So loving the interactivity of the stats this season. I hope you are as well. Just adds another layer. It's going to be great for the World Cup. This is going to be a lifesaver for the World Cup because there's going to be teams playing. I haven't got a bloody clue who they are, and it'll be great. What's your prediction for the Man United match, says Lucid? I'm going to go 2-1 to United. We have to win. We have to win because if we don't beat Brentford, I don't think we're going to beat Liverpool. So we could be Arsenal. We could have 0 points from 9 if we don't win today. So, yeah, I don't like Liverpool and I don't like Man City, but I respect the fact that whether it's at Old Trafford or it's at their place, they are massive favourites. No matter who we sign, they are. When Liverpool go to Arsenal, they're massive favourites. When they go to Chelsea or Spurs, they're massive favourites. So, you know, I'm expecting Liverpool to win. Maybe that's reverse psychology, but there you go. That's a week on Monday. It's a Monday night football game, Liverpool against Man United, which is a bit weird. Thoughts on the Dest to United rumours today, says Addy. United have been linked to about 5 right-backs in the last 24 hours, none of which are Dumfries, which is the right-back Ten Hag actually wanted. So, yeah, keep an eye on that. But, yeah, he's definitely the player that Ten Hag wants. So we'll see. Davies is Everton's McTominay. He might be better than McTominay, though, Davies. I know it's different shades of shit, but it may well be the case. Villa have still got Bailly and Bendia on the bench. Well, I like Villa's bench. This is why I predicted Villa to have a good season, but unfortunately they're not playing particularly well as a team. But if you look at Villa's bench, you've got Konza, good player. Douglas Luiz as a backup midfielder is good. Bendia, good. I mean, Chambers, Augustinson, Ashley Young, Olsen, but Bailly as well. You know, it's not terrible. And with the 5 sub rule on a day like today, you know, you'd expect those 5 subs to be made. Whereas you look at Everton's bench and they've already used 1 sub with Decore going off. Michael Keane, Anana, I mean, be interested to see what he can do. Dele Alli, Seamus Coleman, Vinagre, Davies, Rondon. I mean, it's the quality just... I don't think that Everton... I don't know what Everton fans would think, but that Everton squad's got to be one of your worst you've had in a long time. It really isn't good. And I don't know what's going on at Everton. I think Everton and Leicester, and I've got no right to say it's a negative at all. I'm not going to. But I don't know what's going on at Everton and Leicester, because Leicester have always spent money and don't seem to have done it this summer. And Everton have spent a lot of money and don't seem to be doing it this summer. So I don't know, there'll be a valid reason for why that is, but yeah. Anyway, we're about to start the second half here. Michael Oliver, the referee. Will Everton score? Put it this way, if Villa make it 2-0, it's game over. I don't think Everton have got 2 goals in them at the moment. They're going to score 4 goals now. Come on, ref. I'm ready to start my timer here. And we're off. There we go. Yeah, and I'm not being disrespectful to Everton. I was doing my show on Talk Sport last week, and I spoke to a couple of Everton fans. And you can phone in tonight at 8 o'clock, live on Talk Sport Radio. Phone in, have your say. Be live on YouTube as well, so watch it. It's a call-in. Really looking forward to it. I'm really excited, actually. And yeah, a couple of Everton fans were like, you know, quite defensive of Lampard. We fought hard and we were quite well organised. Well, I've seen that again. But you're not going to be able to fight your way to a decent season. You're going to be fighting your way to another struggling season. Because, yeah, Everton have been quite well organised. They have. They've looked quite decent defensively. But offensively, they're not causing Villa any problems. Except from set pieces. McGinn's just hit a shot from a long way out. I think McGinn's probably my man of the match so far. He's taken to the captaincy quite well. Massive part in the goal, winning the ball back and hitting the long ball into the channel. So yeah, I think McGinn's had a good game for Villa. Unfortunately, not many others have stepped up to the plate so far. Timer's underneath the Everton there, so if you want to sink in with me, but yeah, Villa need to do more in the second half. And they've got good play. You know what? They've got good players as well. Digne's a good left back. Matty Cash is a good right back. Have they used that width enough? No. You've got Coutinho, Ramsey, McGinn. Good players. Offside. What are your thoughts on Connor Cody at Everton, says B? Well, you know what? I don't mind Connor Cody, but again, I don't make it make sense when England are selecting Mings, Cody and Maguire. I'm just like, you've got Tomori in Milan. You know, John Stones is a good centre-back. You know, people have mentioned Eric Dyer, but I don't think Connor Cody is a centre-back of England quality. I don't think Mings is either. When is Ben versus Eubank? I'll be watching it, Charlie. Is it tonight? I don't think it's tonight, is it? Good ball. Oh, hold up. Everton in with a chance. Cross comes in. Cleared away. Of course, Villa, you know, we've spoken a lot about Everton and can they create chances, but let's not forget, Villa conceded 2 goals last week. Oh, here we go. They're in down the flank again, though. Everton have lost possession, and it's Watkins. He's having a look. Cross is terrible. That's why a striker running the flanks ain't great. He's a hard worker, Watkins, but he's got no end product, really. And what I mean by that, end product to me is when it's hard to pick a pass. Mark, United could have a trillionaire owner. Nobody wants to come to a club to be captained by Harry Maguire, says M. Parker. Rashford's going to score today. Rashford's going to score today. You heard it here first. October the 8th. Okay. It's time for a stretch. I don't think I've even had a stretch today. That's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Right, Everton on the attack. Down the right wing. Good play. Good recovery tackle. Oh, he's given a free kick. I thought Digne won the ball. He's booked him as well. The world of Michael Oliver. Don't even try and understand it. Mikalenko did well. Yeah, it probably was a foul. Probably was. He got the ball. That wasn't the foul. Patterson. It wasn't Mikalenko. Sorry. How far am I from the Villa ground? If I went in my car, half an hour. It's not that far as the crow flies, but it is. Got to go. You got to go 2 motorways. Everton are in the box here, and another way that they might get a goal penalty. Oh, cross into the box. This is where Everton. Oh, people are just throwing heads and feet at it, but McNeil's put it out for a goal kick. Decore got injured, Martin. He's gone off for Davies, who's been booked. If you keep an eye on the carousel going round, you'll see the team sheets go round in a minute, and it will show you who's on the pitch and who's had a yellow card, etc. What Premier League ground do you live closest to, says Jack. Yeah, I think it would be Villa. Yeah, it would be Villa. There's nothing south that's closer than Villa. I'd say Villa and Leicester are the 2 that I'm closest to. Oh, Everton have started this half quite well. Good block. Damari Gray. I mean, he started the season off well last year, Damari Gray. He's got a goal in him. He's done well here as well. Villa are a bit under the cosh here. But now Watkins, 2v3. He's on his own. He's played well. Oh, that's a foul. He's not giving it. Oh, Michael Oliver is a terrible referee. He is shit, isn't he? Michael Oliver is absolutely terrible. Oliver is a trash ref, isn't he? He really is. I don't know how that's not a foul on Watkins. Unless I'm completely misreading this, I can't see how he doesn't give a foul. Well, he gets the ball, but he gets the player as well. I mean, this is where it's very confusing because referees make their mind up, don't you? It's a reckless tackle. He does get the ball, but he also gets the player. For me, that's a foul. 2 crap teams, neither will make top half, says 58 Go. Well, it's a corner for Everton. This is where they're good. Let's say when Frank gets the sack, do you feel his management life will be over? Because I feel it'd be very hard for him to find another. Says Nathan. I think he did well to get the Everton job after Chelsea. You have to pick one to start for England: Maguire, White, or Guehi, says Jamie. And I know that I pronounced that wrong. I've got to pick one. Probably go with the Palace lad, to be fair. Again, this could be it. No, good block. Good block. Villa are just a nightmare when it comes to corners. Some people are saying that was a foul. Some people are saying it's not. Look, I've seen players sent off for getting the ball. You can no longer, because of the rules they've given us, getting the ball is no longer a tackle, a good tackle. Oh, Gray, good shot. Blocked by Martinez. Let's stay with it for a minute. And I think Davies there would have been sent off. I think that's why I didn't give the foul. because he gets the ball, but he's off the ground and he gets the player as well. I think it's a foul, but 10 years ago it's not. Good shot by Damari Gray. I told you he's got something in him. Easy save for the keeper, but Everton have been lively in the last 5 minutes. They're doing good second half, says Awoken. Again, I think Everton's problem is they haven't got anything up front. I don't think they've played worse than Villa. They've had more attempts on goal than Villa. Villa have been really... I don't think Villa have been good. Fluidity and chemistry has been terrible. You know? So Everton have got Damari Gray playing as a false 9. McNeil to the left, Gordon to the right. Iwobi. I mean, why is Iwobi playing as a centre? When did that happen as well? I noticed it last season. Lampard, did the previous manager play Iwobi as a centre midfielder, or is it Lampard's idea? Iwobi as a left midfielder. Arsenal fans must be laughing. And Everton paid 40 million quid for him. I just don't get why Iwobi's playing centre midfield for Everton. Sap says he's good in midfield. What game are you watching, mate? I've never seen him play well in the midfield. I think he's crap. It's a Lampard thing, says John. Arsenal did great business there, though, didn't they? Cross comes in. Good one. Pickford gets hold of it. Well, this is the funny thing about football, right? Elman, Iwobi's been good there. Polar Man, Iwobi has been great there. Can you define how he can be? This is the problem with modern football, isn't it? A player's been great there. He plays for a team that's creating nothing and was in a relegation battle last year. If he's great in there, those two things wouldn't happen. He might have done a decent job in there compared to what you've got, but he hasn't been great in there, is he? Because if you stick Kimmich in your midfield, you wouldn't be in a relegation battle. So he's not been great in there, has he? He's done an okay job at best, but he's not been great, has he? It's not his fault we're in a relegation battle. No, he only plays in one of the most important places on the pitch, midfield. I mean, the reason United have been crap last season is because we played McFred there for most of the season. Games are won and lost in the midfield. I mean, I've just seen him there. He's made 3 good passes in a row. He's a winger playing in the midfield. You can see it. He's not got the body shape for it. I wouldn't say... I mean, he's out of position. He's out of position. That's what he is. But I suppose when you haven't got any bloody strikers... Another one. Iwobi's good at... We've got it wrong. I've got it wrong. Iwobi's good in the midfield, apparently. He's good in the midfield. I think he's absolute shite. I've always thought he was shite. I think he's a shit player, and I think he's a shit midfielder. And I think Everton's midfield is shit. So, you miss Alan massively. Chris says, stop hating on Iwobi. There's a reason he's starting ahead of Alan in the midfield. Yeah, there's a very good reason, Chris. I don't know whether you've done it sarcastically, but the reason he's starting over Alan is because Alan's fucking injured. So, there you go. God, it's hot. I'm not getting involved in arguments. It makes me hot. Just chill. Cool out. I think that they don't start Ali is so they don't pay the 40 million instalments, says Nathan. Well, you know, that's on Lampard again. Dele Alli is the most stupid signing Everton have done in a long time, and they've done it quite a lot, haven't they? The Dele Alli signing's a joke. I mean, I'll never understand. It's got to be a personality problem with Dele Alli, because I think back to that goal. It might have been against Everton for Spurs. You know, the one where he takes it up over his head and volleys it in the body. For about 2 years, Dele Alli looked absolutely brilliant. And I don't know whether it's money, lack of ambition. He played in a World Cup semi-final. I just don't get. I mean, that I don't want to bring Lingard into it, but Lingard and Dele Alli played in a World Cup semi-final, and I just don't get the Dele Alli thing. Explain it to me. I just don't get that. He's not as bad as he's become, but he's bloody horrendous. But it's like the street you live, the friendship group that you have. Not everybody's the same. Some people can get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and go on a run. Some people are never going to do it. And, it's the same in football, isn't it? Everybody's different. And, there's obviously something in Dele Alli that's just switched off because he's just not the player he was a few years ago. Do you think Rooney had come to Everton to replace Franks as the HPN? I think that's the last thing Everton need. Look at the last few years. Ancelotti's the best coach you've got. Go and get a decent coach, not an ex-club player. Coutinho's injured. I'm a big sorry to the person in the first half who had Coutinho in their FPL. I respect that. Give me some skin. I respect it. We're all that. If you play fancy Premier League, Coutinho's the sort of player before the season started. You look at Bournemouth and Everton and you think, you know what, he could get some points. That sort of outside of the box thinking could work, but it didn't. I did it a few years ago. Put Andy Carroll up front and he scored a hat-trick for Newcastle. I think it was against Newcastle. I was like, drinks are on me. What do you think of Martinez playing CDM, says Samuel? It might happen today, but I think Varane will be on the bench again, unfortunately. Best signing for Villa, Cash or Carlos or others, says Helmy. Bit early for Carlos, really. I'd say Matty Cash is the better signing so far because he's settled. Carlos, it's only his second game, isn't it? But I don't think Villa have been very, very good today. I don't know what everyone else thinks, but I don't think Villa have been very good. And I think if they do get over the line and win the game, there's still a lot of work for Villa to do. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. Aaron says, I'm a 20-month United Stand member, but YouTube won't ever let me send super chats. Has been happening over a year. Please help. Aaron, I'm not YouTube. People message me about this all the time. There's absolutely nothing I can do. There is nothing I can do. People ask me about it all the time. I don't know what the problem is. So do a YouTube support help thing and ask them, because it will be specific to your username. It's got nothing to do with us, and you're not the first person to say that. And I wish there was an easy answer, but I don't have one. People say he played in the semi-final, but let's be honest, in the 2017 World Cup, that team wasn't even that good, says Nathan Allen. No, we were never going to win that World Cup. Never going to win it. Like the Euros. God, I've just been sent a clip of Paul Merson saying that Manchester United should have bought Connor Cody. I mean, this is it, right? Whether it's Gary Neville or Paul Merson or Rio Ferdinand or Jamie Carragher. Paul Merson was a fantastic footballer, by the way. Villa fans will tell you that. Very, very good footballer. But they were good footballers. It doesn't mean they know more about football than you now, because football is about opinion when you're down the pub or talking about things. Their opinions can be as bad as yours or as good as yours. Just because they played football at a high level. Gaza played at a higher level than all of them. You wouldn't let him do your shopping. So, Paul Merson has just said, Man United should have bought Connor Cody because they need to play a back five with Harry Maguire. Yeah, Paul, we've just appointed Eric Ten Hag. He has a very distinct way of playing that involves high press and a high line with a back two. Why would he buy Connor Cody to play a back five? He ain't going to be the Dutch Gareth Southgate, is he? Crazy. As I said, football's very simple, isn't it? We started this game and said Everton will struggle to score, and Everton haven't scored. Rondon's coming on for McNeil. But you know what? I don't think they do it on purpose to get these clips to get ridiculed, but it does frustrate you when you hear nonsense like that. Man United should have bought Connor Cody to play a back five because Maguire plays well in a back five. Maybe Man United should have sold Harry Maguire to Everton and play a back five. Like, maybe Harry Maguire should go and play for a team that plays a back five, because yes, I agree, Maguire's better in a back five, but we're not playing a bloody back five. We've got a manager that wants to play a completely different way. Well, Rondon's on, says Rid. Look, you never know in football. There's 25 minutes to go. It's only 1-0. It's a bit like Chelsea-Everton last week. Everton have worked really hard, to be honest with you. They've not been particularly bad organised. I mean, they've only given away one. I mean, to be fair, defensively, Everton have played well. I think that's the one. It's not going to be the thing that's going to please Everton fans. They have defended well as a unit. They've not given up many chances, but they just can't create anything. And that's not going to go well with Everton fans, I'm afraid. They're not going to go, oh, well, we defended well for 2 games. You may as well get... You know what Everton may as well do? Sack Lampard and get Sean Dyche in. I'm not joking. Because he'll figure out a way for you to be competitive in the final third. Because this ain't good football from Everton. It's shit. It's it's defensively good. But there's nothing in the attack. He's made them hard to beat, but toothless, says Smoke. Yeah. I think Ronaldo will start today, says Yona. Well, he should bloody do, but I don't know. Yeah, if Everton's plan is to play like this season, you get Sean Dyche in as soon as you can. And look, Lampard didn't play like this at Derby. And he certainly wasn't allowed to play like this at Chelsea. So I don't really get what he's trying to do. Everton could go for Poch. Well, if he wanted the Everton job, I'd do it. He's a good coach, yeah. I mean, that might be something Everton think about, because they've had Ancelotti. It's not like they couldn't go for a manager like that. Where's Pochettino's next job going to be? Probably not going to be in the Premier League, is it? I think the only job that's obvious for Pochettino is if Tuchel suddenly started doing badly and the new owner wants a new manager. But there's no obvious route back to the Premier League for Pochettino. He's probably going to end up with a Serie A or a Juventus job. Good ball into the channel. Danny Ings, good cross. No one attacks the front post. But if you were Everton and Pochettino was interested, you'd get rid of Lampard now. Sometimes you've got to think... I mean, it's not the time to sack Lampard, by the way. I mean, I'm not saying sack him. I think it's inevitable. Here's Ramsey. Quiet game from Ramsey, to be fair. Digne with the cross. Get the shot off. Oh, no. Cleared away by Iwobi. The great Iwobi. He's got it again. Just blasts it. Brilliant ball by Iwobi. Just boot it forward. If in doubt, as a midfielder, boot it up front. Could have been a goal there for Villa. If they score again, it's over. Who's winning the Ballon d'Or, says Abzi. I presume it should be Benzema, really. I mean, I thought he deserved it when Real Madrid were in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. They went on to bloody win it. What do I think of Kamara, Marks, his farms? Kumsi Kumsar. I'd say he's done okay today, but, you know, he's going to have to grow into the role. He's going to get booked, I think, in a minute. He's got to grow into the role and get used to it. And to be honest, that's absolutely fine, isn't it? He's coming in from Marseille, the French league, to being the holding midfielder in the Premier League. There's going to be some adjustments. So he's probably doing okay at the moment, to be fair. I don't think you can expect him to just drop into that midfield and do really, really well. Please do subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner to do it. We're on the road to 729,000. Everyone's welcome. Tomorrow's watch-along is Chelsea against Spurs. I can't wait for that one. Can't wait for that one. And then Monday night we're doing Liverpool against Palace, which should be a Liverpool win. I was not impressed with Palace against Arsenal. Should be a Liverpool win, but they need a bloody win, Liverpool, as well. God, imagine if they didn't beat Palace. Palace have certainly got players to cause Liverpool a problem, but they just didn't look fit. They didn't look that sharp. Goal kick. 20 minutes to go. Martin says, I'd love Matty Cash to get subbed off now, I would, because then I'll get my clean sheet. Not doing a 3 PM watch along, John, because I'm live at 4:30 on the United stand. So I'll be doing the last 20 minutes on the United stand because I'm doing Brentford at 5:30. So can't do the 3 PM watch alongs today because very busy day. I'll probably do them next week though, but I can't do them today because doing this, then I've got to go live on United stand at 4:20. Then straight after that at 8 o'clock I'm on Talk Sport with Call Goldbridge. So get involved with that. If you're driving home from the match or you want to call in and have your say, everyone's welcome on that. And it'll be live on YouTube as well. But yeah, make sure you subscribe. But why is that changed again? Fucking idiot. That's not what I want. I want that one. That's the one I want. There we go. I want that one. They're having a drinks break again. We're 200 away from 729,000, so please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner, you're all very welcome. Just have a drinks break here, 20 minutes to go. Don't worry, kind sir, I don't like McTominay anymore. It's all about big man Martial now, says Connor Martin. I'm going to have a stretch here as well. Got my TUSFC shorts on. Used to have a football team, United stand. We're quite good actually, we had quite a good record. Won some games. It was based in London, I couldn't be arsed with that. Too much driving. Zachary says, I don't think Chelsea will get a result tomorrow. It's a very interesting game tomorrow between Chelsea and Spurs, you know. Very interesting game. Especially if Arsenal win today. Arsenal will be hoping that's a draw, won't it? Because you drop points. Definitely am 6 foot, Daniel. I go to bed with myself. I know exactly how tall I am. I don't know why people get so bitter about my heights. It's like the you know, I don't get it. I really don't. I'm 6 foot. Deal with it. I've been 6 foot since I was 14. I never grew after I was 14. 6 foot. We'll meet up. We can measure each other. I'm 6 foot. If you're smaller than me, deal with it. I don't know why you're bothered. But Daniel's bothered. Good clearance by Holgate. Corner to Villa. Mark, which of the lesser teams do you think will surprise us this season? Seems every one season there is one that overperforms, says Stev. Well, I hoped it was going to be Villa, but I think a team that might overperform, you've got to be looking at teams like Fulham, maybe Forest, maybe Bournemouth. That you know, because that's what Brentford did last year. Mark, which of the... So we've done that one from Steph. How can you sit there on TalkSport and say Salah's better than Kane last week? Maybe you need to do your research and look back at the goals score. Because 100% Salah's better than Kane. I don't even know why I was getting crap for that. I think there is absolutely no way that Mo Salah is not a better footballer than Harry Kane. Like, Mo Salah for me is one of the best players in the world. He's in the top 3. So... it's my opinion. If you disagree, I might be in the minority, but I firmly believe it. McTominay and Fred started United's defeat v Brighton. It's the 5th successive season. One or both have started to work on the Premier League opening weekend, says Ryan. I'm happy to do a poll. Either or. Who is better? Kane or Salah? But if we're talking about pure talent, and Mo Salah scores goals off the wing. Harry Kane's a striker, by the way. I think there's a case to say Son's better than Kane as well. I don't even think. I don't know why Spurs fans are moving it away from Spurs. Genuinely, I said last week on TalkSport, you can tune in at 8 o'clock tonight. I'm sure there'll be some more controversial topics, but I was talking about Spurs in a positive way, and I said that Kulusevski, Son and Kane, for me, are the best front three in the league. They've got the best chemistry, they've got the best balance, they are the best front three in the league. I said individually they're not the best. Salah's better than all three of them. That was all I said. Well, I've got loads of shit. Look at this idiot. What have they got him on TalkSport for? He's rubbish. I'm like, well, Mo Salah is better than Kane, and he's better than Son, and he is better than Kulusevski. For me, he's one of the best players in the world, and I hate to say it because he's a Liverpool player. Digne, crossed. This could be it. Off the line. Oh, Kamara gets stuck in the ball there, and that'll be a yellow card for Bendia. Not Bendia. Hi Mark, off work this weekend for the first time in 3 weeks. Help me pick rum or whiskey for the game later, says Jack. Ooh, I tell you what, it's so hot, Jack. I wouldn't be going for either of those drinks on a hot day. Whiskey or rum for me is a nice autumn drink or winter. Not on a hot day, but if you're pushing me, I'd probably go for rum over whiskey, yeah. Well, it's getting exciting with 15 minutes to go. Villa have been so lacklustre though, haven't they? No. Yellow card for Danny Ings if you've got Danny Ings, by the way. They've got no fluidity at all. Pickford's going to have to come out for this. Boots it into the ground. Score predictions today, Mark. Super 6, says Tom Grants. In the Prem, well, I said Villa would win this 2-1, so I don't know. No, I said 2-0. I said Everton wouldn't score, so I'm halfway there. John Bon Jovi, halfway there. And Arsenal against Leicester, yeah, I'm going to go maybe 3-0 Arsenal. That looks good. Brighton, Newcastle, I'm going to go 1-1. Man City, Bournemouth, I'm going to go 5-0 Man City. Southampton, Leeds, 2-2. Wolves, Fulham, 1-0 Wolves. And then Brentford United, 1-2 to Manchester United. I'm next live at 4:20 on the United stand, where I'll just be catching the second halves of the 3 o'clocks and talking about the team news ahead of the kickoff at 5:30 for United Brentford. And as I said, 8 o'clock tonight on TalkSport YouTube channel, I'll be live, and on the radio you can call in and have your say. And really enjoyed the calls last week from all sorts of fans as well. So if you've got a good opinion, if you're an Everton fan and you want to talk about Lampard getting the sack, am I being unfair? If you're a Villa fan and you think you're going to struggle this season because there's just no chemistry. If you're an Arsenal fan and you want to talk about winning the league because you beat Leicester. Should we hand the golden boot to Haaland now? He's going to score a few more today, I tell you. Headlines are already being written here. Terrible ball. 15 minutes to go. Air A says, I don't know how people think otherwise because Kane's far better. 76% say that Salah's better than Kane. End the poll. Thank you very much for voting. Not even close. Cheers, Mark. Now grab an ice cream and chill, says Tom. You know what, Tom? I've got to have my dinner. As soon as this finishes, Leon Bailey's coming on. As soon as this finishes, I've got to have my dinner. And guess what my dinner is? Mrs. asked me this week, what do you want for dinner because you're going to be eating early because of the match? And I said, because I can't eat at 9 o'clock after the TalkSport, and that's the only time I can eat. I said, I fancy a pie and chips. So after this, I'm cooking pie and chips. Great. It's too hot. I might order something in. Well, it won't be ready till about 3:30, Elman, to be fair. Looking ever so lightly, United get De Jong now, says Aaron. Well, I told you so. I wore the t-shirt a month ago and I've kept it and it's still here. Frankie goes to Manchester. I've kept the receipts. Don't worry. Barcelona fans and some United fans. I keep them every year. I kept them after Sancho as well. It's too hot for pie, says Upside Down. I don't know what pie you're talking about, but you're right on all levels, really. It's too hot for anything like that today. Greek salad with salmon's nice. I tell you what I had last night, Tech. For anybody who's a bit of a foodie, it was about 7 o'clock last night. Went out for dinner. Had a lovely grilled tuna. Beautiful tuna. With pak choy, chimichurri sauce, and some fries, and a bottle of Peroni. Delicious. Beautiful at this time of year as well. Lovely. Absolutely brilliant. Do you think United get more points than last year, says Michael Lynch? I would hope so. Not hitting 60 points was embarrassing. Mark, you didn't read my last super chat, so I'm sending again. What do you think about McGinn in the United shirt? Well, it won't happen, Constantine, but he's better than a lot of the midfielders we've got. So I never would want to buy McGinn, but our midfield is so bad that you couldn't say no, could you? Welcome to Members Club, Tom. Thank you very much for joining there. Thank you. Couple of subs. Deli Ali's coming on. And it's going to be a corner to Villa. Sardines are nice. Daniel, thank you very much for joining the member. Oh, he's been a member for 4 months. Thank you, Daniel. So corner to Villa here. I think this game's been so predictable. Two teams struggling for identity. But Villa have just got strikers. And the difference is Danny Ings. If Danny Ings was playing for Everton and Villa didn't have a striker, I think it'd be 1-0 to Everton. Don't think there's much between the teams. I think they're both struggling already. And Everton are well organised. But I just tweeted it there. I said Everton are well organised defensively, but they may as well get Sean Dyche in now because he'll actually give them some threat up front. They just cannot. I mean, look, I watched Burnley for years. This is how Burnley play. Very well organised defensively, but then they were very good, having very little possession, but creating problems with second balls and, you know, hitting the ball into people who can retain the ball up front. They've got nobody to hold the ball up front. Like, they'd be better if Everton had Chris Wood. At least you could hit him with a long ball, and he's a magnet. You've got to get up the pitch. They can't get up the pitch, Everton. Your favourite drink to have on a hot summer's day, says James. I like a cold lager. I tell you what I do like. I like a lime soda and vodka. Vodka, lime and soda. I like that. It's quite nice with ice. Mojitos are quite nice as well. Oh, what's Mings doing there? For fuck's sake. He's booted it for a corner. That never should be going for a corner. He's running towards the ball on the edge of his box and he spoons it for a corner. He could have put it out for a throw. If Everton score here, Mings should get a bloody assist. What a prat. You need to sort your defence out, Villa. That Carlos looks good, but you need to sort your defence out. That's terrible by Mings. If they score from this was absolutely never should have been a corner. Cross comes in. Oh, good take by Martinez. I'd give him a hug if I was Mings. That water was ice cold at the start of this stream. It's now warm. Breaking news! Profile of the squad doesn't really suit Dyche, says Ahmed. Well, it's got Tarkowski in it. It's got McNeil in it. That's two ex-Burnley players straight away. I'd imagine Cody would be a player he'd quite like. I don't think he'd mind Digne at left back. He'd want the midfield sorted out, to be fair. The trouble is, the next Everton manager is going to struggle. You know why? If they don't, they've almost got to stick with Lampard until at least January, which will probably happen anyway because of the World Cup, to be fair. But if you're going to sack a manager, the time to sack a manager is end of October. Give the new manager, the World Cup time to, I don't know how that's going to work actually. What happens? We'll talk about that in a minute. But if Lampard has a bad start to the season and loses, 5 of his first 7, and they sack him in mid-September, how does that help the new manager? The transfer window's closed, so I think they almost want to keep with him. Cheers, Mark. Usually I'd be on a few beers on a hot day like this, but United are playing, so I need something stronger, says Jack. This Villa team is like having all the best players you can possibly get, but having zero chemistry, says Nathan. Yeah, I agree. I think Villa should be playing a lot better than this. But I was going to ask that, what happens to all the Championship players and all the Premier League players that aren't part of the World Cup? Do they just get 6 weeks off, or do they train through November? Someone's got to have the answer to that. What do they do? Do they just keep training, 4 times a week, all through November and December, waiting for the games again on Boxing Day, or do they think they give them a couple of weeks off? Everyone's saying they train, yeah. Well, the obvious thing is that they'll train, but I'd have thought it might not be a bad idea to give them a couple of weeks off as well, because the World Cup basically starts at the start of November, and then you're not playing a game until the 26th of December, so it's like 9 weeks. Will they have behind the closed doors games? Fitness sake, no. I think what I'm thinking is, will they just give them 2 weeks off in November and then say come back end of November and we'll train you up for the Boxing Day? Raz had a Bloody Mary. It was disgusting. Here we go. Watkins. That's it. It's over. Goal. 2-0. Bendia. Game over. Villa. 2-0. That's it. I predicted 2-0 as well. Perfection from Goldbridge. He's done it again. Big head, I know, but I did say 2-0, and it's quite nice when you do predict it right. Watkins probably with another assist as well. I think that's 2 assists for Watkins. I think it's the new lad who gets caught on the ball as well, doesn't it? Anana, I think he gets caught on the ball. How much do you spend on him? Mark, what's your beef? I don't know. AMD, I have no beef, and I don't know who it is, really. It's someone from years ago that I've not spoken about for years, so I don't want to speak about because I'm not getting into anything like past beef with anybody. It's not someone that's passed my lips for a long, long time, so please don't bother. I'm not even going to comment. 2-0 to Villa. There we go. And Celtic are in Australian tournament to keep players who aren't at the World Cup fit, and Everton are as well. Good idea. Good idea. So Watkins has got 2 assists. Villa. Everton. No! Fucking joke. Anana's got an assist. It's 2-1. My clean sheet's gone. Bloody joke. Digne. Bloody Digne. You're having a laugh. Having a bloody laugh. Straight from the kickoff. Oh, I hate fancy Premier League. Get in the bin. What a crap goal. Villa are going to struggle this season. Anana puts the cross across the face of the goal. I think it's an own goal from Digne. What's Ming's body position there as well? Oh, God. This could end up 2-2 now. Good finish here. Anana did well. I'm gutted. Absolutely gutted. I'm not acting like a bloody Villa fan. I'm acting like a fancy Premier League person who's just watched a rubbish game for 90 minutes thinking at least I'm getting a clean sheet for Matty Cash, and they bloody concede. If you don't play fancy Premier League, you don't understand. It's as simple as that. If you know, you know. Anyway, look, Everton, they've been good from set pieces. Headed away. Still in there. I wouldn't rule Everton out getting a point here. Cleared away. Ooh. It's not game over, is it? No, far from it. Jinxbridge. What do you think of people who think Maguire is world class? Says Anthony. I think they really should get the help they deserve. You know, there's phone lines and medication that can probably help you from that level of delusionment. Or get out of the sun. You're probably suffering with heat stroke. Villa on the attack now with Digne. Wow, what is he doing? Cross shot. I hate cross shots. They're neither anything, are they? Unless they go in. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. We're on the road to 729. I don't know whether they've hit it. Villa on the attack though. The game's actually been quite good the last 10 minutes. We're only 100 away from 729,000, so please subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner, it's free to do it. Get involved with That's Football. Everyone's welcome. Tomorrow afternoon, we're doing Spurs-Chelsea. Monday night, we're doing Palace against Liverpool, which is at Anfield. I don't know why I keep saying Palace first. Maybe it's alphabetical, but Dele Alli's into the box. Great save! And a double save. Oh, I tell you what, they nearly did it there. It wasn't Dele Alli. It was bloody Gordon. I don't know what I'm on about there. Get to Specsavers. There was the hair. I thought it was Dele Alli. I thought he had bleached blonde hair. Lovely play by Gordon. It's a tough angle, and he does all he can there from that angle. Good save by Martinez. Good run by Gordon. He actually does about as much as he can, and nearly the follow-up for Rondon. But Martinez hops onto it. 5 minutes added on. Matty Cash has gone down. Should have gone off 10 minutes ago, Matty. I'd have had a bloody clean sheet. Oh, he's going to take him off now. Don't get a bloody clean sheet. Yeah, I'm not been impressed with Villa. So many good players, no chemistry at all. Everton have actually played as well as Villa. They've just got nothing up front. But they have managed to score a goal. Ramsey's been poor as well for Villa. It's just what's that from Digne there? It's just bloody aimless long ball. Well, Matty Cash is playing him all onside here. Villa hanging on a bit here. Oh, they're all dropping here. Maybe it's the heat. This game could be going on a little bit of time yet. Still 2 subs from Villa. It's a long 5 minutes for Villa, says Football Moments. Tyrone Mings is overrated. That's what's there to say, says. George says Ramsey's been brilliant. I don't think he has, really. But it's all about opinion. It's a strategic cramp, says original member. Matty Cash is going to come off. Got him in my fantasy Premier League. Second game in a row. Nothing. Ramsey's coming off. Carlos is coming off. Cash is coming off. Young, Konza and Chambers come on. Any news about the podcast, Mark? It's only just being formed as an idea, Marcus. But lots of good ideas. Formulating. Can Villa hold on against Everton here? Almost feel Everton do deserve a point, you know, to be fair. This looks bad for Carlos. He might be in trouble. Brand new signing. Looks like there's a bit of a language barrier. Chambers is coming on. I'm not doing 3 p.m s, no. I've said it about a million times. I'm not doing 3 p.m s. I can't do 3 p.m today because I'm live on the United stand at 20 past 4. So if I did 3 p.m. watch-alongs, I wouldn't be able to see it through. So I will be live on the United stand at about 20 past 4. Obviously, I'll have the 3 p.m. games on, so I'll be able to update you the last half an hour of it. And we'll have the team news for United all the way through till 7:30 with the match. So United stand, 20 past 4. Tune in there. This game's going on. Oh, no! Oh, he's just put it wide. Corner to Villa. Everton. Onana, he can't believe it. That defence is terrible. Flick on. And Chambers just does enough. He's got 2 players on him. It's a flick on, I think, by Rondon. He's got Dele Alli and Onana. And he just does enough. Villa are terrible. Is Martial injury prone, says Ruddy. Well, yeah, he is, if you look at the last 2 years. Cross comes in. Martinez catches it. I tell you what, I guarantee, if I get an Everton fan calling in to talk sport tonight, they will be saying, we deserve something out of the game again. Because that's what they said last week. We deserve something out of Chelsea. We deserve something out... They probably do deserve something out of this. But I think if you had a striker, you'd get that thing you deserve. It's a great tackle by Chambers, to be fair. Well, one thing you can say about this Onana guy for Everton, he certainly makes things happen. Could be a good signing. I don't know when Calvert-Lewin's back, Seb. They're in again. Iwobi. Ramsey blocked. Not Ramsey. What am I on about? And again, a save again. Oh my God. It wasn't Ramsey. It was Gordon. Gordon's alive. They've done. Everton have done enough to get something out of this, to be fair. Two losses in a row for Lampard. It's Gordon Ramsay. Good one. Yeah. I don't know why I said Ramsey. Gordon. Gordon Ramsay. He won't be happy. Yeah, I don't think Villa fans will be particularly impressed with the performance, but the 3 points... Palace is going to be a tough game for you next week, really. Ashley Young's had a yellow card. He should be blowing up any minute, Michael Oliver. We're into the 97th minute now. Still not blown up. Still carrying on. It's been a lot of stoppages. Oh, Nana. What's my name? Oh, Nana. What's my name? Thanks everyone who's tuned in, by the way. I've enjoyed it. The chat's been better than the game. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. 2-1 Everton. I nearly predicted the score. Do another Goldbridge reacts to Gordon Ramsay, says AMD. And Mark, I hear someone stealing your Monster Munch again in your kitchen. Go get them, mate. Save the crisps. Crispbridge says mad. And that's it. Game over. Everton lose again. 2-1 to Villa. I think Everton are a little bit hard done by there. They could and probably did deserve a point. I don't think Villa were that good. I mean, you look at the stats on the screen there and Everton deserved something out of that game. They did. I predicted they'd lose. I think Lampard will ultimately lose his job. But only because they're not playing a brand of football that's going to please Everton fans. It's very, very Burnley without the goal threat. It's defensively quite well organised, but offensively there's nothing going on. Breaking news, Gordon Ramsay signing for United, says Anthony. Okay, well then we're going to go and set up the stream for United Stand now. I'll be live there in just under 2 hours. We'll be live on the United Stand for the final few minutes of the 3 p.m s, but building up to the United-Brentford game. So I'll see you on the United Stand in a couple of hours. Thanks everyone for watching. We're back on here tomorrow. Chelsea-Spurs, massive game that is. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I'll speak to you all in a little bit. Don't forget TalkSport tonight at 8 o'clock. You can tune in on YouTube, but you can call in as well. I'll speak to you all in a bit. Thanks for watching.